Time Zones, your book review podcast. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, this is Renee.
It's Bridget.
It's Talisha.
And this is episode 10 of Same Book, 3 Time Zones. For the month of October, the book of the month was Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan. And this is, I would say this is all of our first time reading this author, but Talisha read the first 2 books in this series, and so she got a little taste of it before we jumped in. But yeah, so we the 3 of us read Hookshot, which is the third of this series. Hookshot follows the life of Lotus and Keenan, and we get to see them, grow into where they're gonna go. We'll tell y'all later. If you read it already, you already know.
Right.
So, these 2 characters were apparently in the first 2 books, but I guess you got bits and pieces, and you got to see that they had some type of connection before, but she still caught us up on that in this book. So it's definitely still a standalone.
But I wouldn't do that if I was y'all. Read all of them. They're amazing. But okay, continue.
Yeah, read all of them. We I don't know. We started with this one because Keenan, who's one of the main characters, he's a basketball player, professional basketball player. He's been playing for years, right? So he's 36 years old in like the best shape. I know, right? The best shape of his life now. we learned from the description that his body, can compare to a youngin, who works out pretty good. Very well. And so I assumed Hookshot, was going to be literally all about like a basketball thing.
Right.
It wasn't. So I'm kind of, happy about that, because it was way more into the love story than it was like into their, business. So, or, what they do.
I don't follow basketball like that. So I was kind of happy about that.
Right. Right. So that was a huge thing for me. So, okay. So the setup here is Lotus. She's a young girl from New Orleans. She now lives in New York. She is, I can't say like her specific job title, but she works for a fashion designer, like a major fashion designer at a fashion house. She is 25 years old, and she was raised by her great grandmother, Mimi, which we'll hear a lot about. And she has best friend Billy and Yari. They crazy. Billy was tripping. And then Keenan, who's 36, and we'll get into that. But we'll start off where
and Iris, can't forget Iris, her sister, her cousin.
Yeah, her cousin Iris, both from New Orleans. Got that Creole in them, even though she's the only one who kind of knows French. which got her job though, because she was like in a different direction.
Yeah.
And that being a part of her background got her working with this designer. So her and her friends, which I absolutely love, work together at the same company. I always thought that'd be a cool, I don't know, we might get in trouble with my friends and us, work together, but I thought that was a really good thing, because they do their own positions and stuff.
Right.
But, we find out in the beginning that Lotus, like I said, she's 25, she's young, but she is free with her body. We don't want to, call labels. We're going to say free spirits. And, but she has declared that she is not having sex anymore with anybody until she deals with her internal issues. And like,
which were a lot.
Yeah, the pain from her past. So because of her not relationship, I don't want to say that, but like her sexual relationship with a photographer, she like burst out crying and felt empty after one of their nights, and that made her like, nah, I need to see what this problem is. And that's kind of what she's been doing throughout this whole book, trying to see what it is that she can do to help or heal herself, because her just having sex in any old body just doesn't do anything for her anymore. And I mean, to me, that's a sign of maturity.
Yes, I love her.
Yeah, right. Like she wants more. Sex is good and she likes it, but now it's like it's too empty and it's just transactional, and she wants more. And when you get to that point, that's when like relationships can like start to form if you know you are open to it. Also, in the beginning, we learn about Keenan, who's a basketball player. He is from San Diego, but he, by the way, Houston. You know, we heard Houston. Y'all know how we do. So we should be like, why y'all repping that hot city? But I thought that was funny. Every book we mentioned, I mean, we read, got some Houston background. It's not.
I don't know why people like Houston so much. It's hot and it be flooding all the time.
That's okay though.
That's all right.
That's where the stars live. Don't you
the
read?
traffic is horrible.
She said that's what it started. That traffic is, girl. I'm not even gonna talk about it, but it is. But anyway, so Keenan is from San Diego. That's where his team is. And this summer, you know, it's off season. He's in New York because his ex-wife, Bridget, dragged their daughter Simone, who's 14, to New York.
That's a bad Bridget. I'm a good Bridget.
You're a good one.
She is horrible.
Yeah. But this woman dragged like his daughter after their divorce from San Diego to New York to do a
fake reality show.
Yeah.
And she's not even basketball wife anymore, which is ridiculous.
Baller Bae, that's what it was called.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
So that's what I mean. I guess she's trying to say that that's her business now, since you know she has to take care of herself. We all feel like it's out of spite anyway. But by her doing that, he is spending his summer in New York to be closer to his daughter, so they can have like counseling and help her.
Super dad. I love him.
Yeah, because his daughter suffered a lot at the hands, or like, I don't want to say the hands of media, but y'all know how it is with celebrities when mess pop off and stuff. It's everywhere, and nobody thinks about the little people who that affects. So
the kids,
yeah. His mom is a little whore. I mean, her mom is a little whore. Her mom is a whore. So that's what I meant to say. Her mom is a whore. You know,
she's a cheater. She's a cheater.
Yeah. So that's where he is. So now we have like two, I'm gonna say hurt people, because Keenan's hurt because of his wife's betrayal by sleeping with one of his teammates.
So you don't think she a whore for doing that?
No, it doesn't say that she was a whore. She wasn't like sleeping around with everybody. She cheated.
His teammate?
That's foul. It's foul. No. I wouldn't call her a hoe, because you know, hoe, like you just everywhere giving it out, just like the whole team hit it.
Teammate,
you know?
somebody he worked with.
It was a friend. Yeah.
It was betrayal. She cheated. She betrayed him.
Cheating is if he don't know that person, and it was she's a whore, because that's she's a whore.
Okay, she's a whore. Okay, I'll let you.
I know why she's saying that. She think Keenan is her man.
Oh my God.
That's why she's saying it. But anyway.
I'm actually in love with Jared, but I mean,
we don't know Jared. You can't do that.
That.
You can't do that.
Keep it that way.
We don't know him. I know, right? Okay, so Keenan has an ex-wife, and then Lotus, you know, it's not okay. So let's just go on and say from the jump, I know we all felt that what happened to her. We just didn't like know the full details, right? Because once it was like her trying to figure out things, my head just, that happened to her as a child. Plus she's, you know, was raised by her great grandmother like that. I felt that happened to her. I just didn't know, you know, the extent, you know, to how it happened.
I knew it because it was in the first book. So
thank you.
Alicia.
Okay, so we're gonna stop referencing.
You can't be bringing up outside details.
That's okay.
Y'all should have read the series. So
okay,
I didn't know. So you know how I went into details of the exact night and how it happened. They didn't do that in the first book, but they told us what happened.
Oh, okay. So
I hate her mom.
Okay, so you knew. Okay, so for us who did not know when we started this book, did you feel that that's what happened to her? Like, did you get that vibe before it was said?
Before it was said?
Yeah,
but not the specifics of who and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of, you know, broke my heart, because like that, it really happens too much. I mean, it's insane. But it's like a lot of creeps and just evil people in this world, and I just ugh. But so
the moms that don't protect their daughters, they're the real people they're the criminals that need to go to jail for life.
Yeah.
And then the men, they need to die, but the moms need to go to jail for life.
Oh, that's where we go. Okay, I forgot about that. The death part, the prologue. When she was 12 or whatever, and she was at the funeral of this guy.
12 years
that's
old.
Where I thought that he was the one who did that to her. It was literally in
I didn't
that part.
think that. I thought at the beginning, I thought that was her brother.
Nah.
The way it came off, like because she was saying it's her mother and his mother too.
She said that?
No, she said that he is the only, like, his mom is the only person that could love him.
Oh yeah, that's what she said.
Including her mom, but her mom loved him too.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
like those are only two like women, who could love him, a person.
Oh, okay. I thought that was her brother.
That's where I knew, like, she was hurt by that man. And how the great grandmother, when the mom was trying to come to her at the funeral, and she looked at her
take your ass away. Yes.
Like, you don't even do it. And then
I love Mimi.
I know you saw how Mimi after everybody left, and she told them the dirt people. I don't know the dirt people. Go about your way, because they know about the voodoo priestess. I'm like, all right, they backed away, and she said what she had to say to give him hell. Where his spirit is supposed to go. When I was like, girl, I felt like, can you really do that? Because some people, y'all didn't do.
Yeah, for real.
God forgive me. But yeah, so that was when I felt like, okay, he did that to her, and then the mom, you kind of got that, she chose him over her. Just sick.
A lot of women do that.
They do, and
they can't make it without them, even though the men not even putting forth anything in the relationship but the sex, and they think that with that they can.
But her daughter though, like. And that just like y'all, it's not like they found out later. It just happened, and y'all there right when it happened, and you still the girl.
They sick. The women are sick. They're sick. I'm telling you, they act like they have to have a man, no matter what he do.
It's like a whole little section of hell. I'm sorry for people who do stuff like that, because there's no way you can know God and do that. Like, I'm sorry, like, no. How your baby, and it's a man with it's a lot of men that can do what he can do.
Right.
They all got what they got between them. Go find one that's just, but you know what? Don't even worry about that. Make sure your child is okay. Forget that. Get you some toys and stuff. Stop being retarded. You don't need that because you're not paying bills anyway. That makes me like,
even if he is paying bills, like you don't love your child, like,
oh my gosh, y'all can see. It's just the level. We hear stories, even though it's real and stuff, but the level and the script, like, we really got into what happened. So we found out, well, Talisha already knew, but we find out that Lotus has this connection with this Keenan guy that she's been trying to run.
Trying to avoid?
Yeah, avoid. Like, she's trying to avoid. We find that out when it's like some party is gonna happen, and her company or her boss wants Keenan, this basketball player who apparently has 4 arms,
who's fine to do the watches. Mm-hmm.
Yes, to model. What do they call it? Arm porn or something?
Arm porn. Yes, that's true, man. I like arms.
Oh my god. So apparently he has some really sexy arms, right? That her little guy, the guy she was like screwing before all of this, pointed out, apparently. So they want him to be a model for their watch line. So yeah, like, she knew who he was, but she ain't say nothing, about it, because she tried to get out of it actually to avoid seeing him.
Oh yeah.
So I need to find out this hospital scene. Okay, that they kept referencing to, that I'm sure about.
That was in the first book.
That was in the first book, okay. Because they kept referencing when they first saw each other. I'm like, I need to find out. But so Keenan didn't want to go to this party, but his agent
Yeah.
to do it, because, just invest in different things because he's close to retirement age for
Banner is dope.
For basketball. So they, go to it's a yacht party. It's like a huge deal. It's, whatever, whoever, who cares? But just a lot of people there. And he gets there, Kenan gets there, and he's just trying to not think about, his wife and stuff, because we kind of learned, like, right then, what they were going through. He's going here, trying to make friends, trying to, just get in the vibe or whatever, meet some people and network. And soon as he sees Chase is a photographer. He's the one who used to sleep with Lotus. And
a bum. He's a bum.
Yeah. But Kenan knows that last time he saw them or her, she was with Chase. So he was like, when he saw him, he was like, is Lotus here? Because he's already looking for her. Because he already knows how, whatever that scene was, when they just was pulled to each other, he knew at that moment at some hospital. On this boat, they on a huge yacht going through the Hudson, whatever. And hook shot, as we find out, it has nothing to do with, like, the hook shots, in the game. This is a drinking game at this party. And two people, they're given these little figurines, and whoever has the same figurine has to kiss each other after taking a shot in front of everybody. And Kenan sees that Lotus don't have the same one he has.
So he ain't doing it. He's saying
right. So he's leveraging that with the designer who wants him for the watches. He was like, if you give me yours since it matches hers, I'll help you out. I'll be your model. And that's all it took. Like, he took on a whole business venture that his
agent told him
exactly
his agent told him before he went, do not accept anything, do not agree. And look at this boy.
He's seen her. He say,
I tell you
let me kiss
what
her.
men do for love.
For a kiss. So that was cute. So yeah, like, even on the boat, we see her kind of like trying to distance herself because she knows she want it, but she don't. She's trying to not go there with him. But then what I was like shocked about was the bathroom, when she was in the bathroom on the boat and old dude came in there. Chase came in there with her in the bathroom, like he was gonna try to like do something with her, and she already is like telling him, bruh, I don't want you. It wasn't nothing serious, and he acting like they had a full-blown relationship. Like, why you
fell in love with that,
right?
Mm-hmm.
They were having sex for a while. You know what I'm saying?
But it's
he
like,
was enjoying that.
It was sex. It wasn't a relationship. So she's like, it's not a break. We not doing it. We not going there no more. I don't want it. But he ain't taking no for an answer. But he ended up, backing off a little bit when she came out of there. And who's standing outside the door waiting for her? Oh, tall. What are you, like 6'7" or something?
Something like that.
And she like, what, our height? But yeah, so he waiting on her and, trying to check on her and make sure she's okay. And even from the beginning, when they didn't have any kissing or nothing happened, I just liked the way he cared for her. Even like, you don't even know her and she kind of avoiding you, but he still didn't care about that. Like, he was going to let it be known, that he crushing on her and stuff. So I ain't have a problem with that. And here comes the hook shot. When they, she know he ain't got no button like she got. So she thinking she finna kiss her boss because she saw his button. But no.
Right.
But no, she act like she was gonna do a little peck or whatever and all the good stuff. But when they took that shot, they went all in. And somebody told them to get a room because that's how nasty they kiss was getting. In front of everybody.
They kissed so good. They kissed like they was alone, honey. Exactly. Alone in a room. That's how they kissed.
They forgot. And that right there.
It was so beautiful. I saw it.
You saw it.
I felt it.
That's the beginning of Lotus and Kenan, even though, some people want to deny it, what they feel.
So do you think that people could feel not the attraction that they had, but it's like, well, maybe the attraction that they had for each other. It was just so, was kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they saw each other, it was like, I don't love at first sight, flutters, what?
Yeah.
You think that really happened?
Yes, because when he saw her at the hospital, he just was staring her down.
Oh, he
wasn't even there for her. He was there to support his friend, and he just saw her and just was, who is this? How do I know her?
I think when it's like a real, when it's a real soulmate type of situation, and y'all happen to, come in contact. I want to believe that's real and that's true and that happens in real life. Like, people know. I ain't never experienced it. I'm sorry, but
I ain't never.
I believe it either. I believe that that's real, and I wish. I'm gonna let it go. Anyway,
I don't know.
I believe it. I believe what they had really happens in life. I'm just gonna try. I want my Keenan moment. I want my hook shot.
Y'all do, even though y'all never experienced it, or don't?
I experience it every time I read a book. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That's the only time.
Something that you can touch. Can you reach out and touch this person? No.
I'm not talking to you anymore. My sister believes in it just like I do, so I don't care.
I wish I could. I want that.
I want it too. Like, I want that too, because I think it's just I feel like it's more of like a spiritual, like just an overwhelming type of like pull. And I know for a fact that's what Keenan and Lotus have for each other. Even though they were 11 years apart, 11. That did not matter at all. Like, that pull that they had, that was real. She couldn't deny it, even if she didn't deny it, like, in her mind and her thoughts, but she like outwardly denied it.
Right.
But that's real.
She never had that feeling before. She just had sex, and then so that scared her.
That's true too. Like, okay, so her thing was she was looking for intimacy, or finding that with somebody, knowing what that is besides just the physical thing. And for her, it was like finding that, or going through that journey, looking for that and wanting to get to that point. But then this great guy who we know she likes and she's into, he's into her too. But like, that part, like you said, is scary to her. And then she, having to experience that with him, that's like a whole other level. It's not like a starter pack with somebody else that you kind of like, and you're trying to test it out. It's like the ultimate, person you'll pull to, and then like y'all take it slow. So throughout the story, Keenan, he makes himself available for her. Like, he'll come to her job when he don't have to go look at whatever he's looking at, just to run into her. Like, he was always looking for ways to he wasn't scared, that's what I'm trying to say. He wasn't scared. He wasn't running from it. I feel like he knew.
They were both so straightforward about everything.
He had trust, like a little bit of trust issues, because what he was.
He married to a whore.
Huh?
She's back to the whore thing. So he has his reservations on that point, and then she has hers, because she wants a real thing. She wants a real relationship with somebody, and not just somebody she's physically attracted to, which is obvious with him.
How do you feel about when she told him about no sex and he still was pursuing her?
I love him for that.
I know.
See, a lot of women will get rid of a lot of people if they just say no sex, and they're like, I didn't have
right.
But the ones who really want to know you, then they'll push for that. And I think that's a major telltale sign of like where a guy is mentally, and where he is like in his life. if he really wants something real or he just trying to hit. Now you can, get
Right.
around that way.
If he
And
really want to get to know you or
yeah,
just have sex with you.
yeah. So
And he showed that there.
Learning that about the person that you want, that's a plus, and that's also a temptation. Like, okay, let me not, because I know she wanted to jump him up plenty of times, and
I'm sure she wanted the first time she saw him. Good Lord.
She was mad. She's like, how right when I swear off having sex, this dude want to come in.
I like how patient he is.
I like how disciplined she was, because I thought she was gonna give in. I'm saying
he could have failed if he had pressed her. Oh, she would have been gave in. He didn't press her. She would have. Man,
do you think she would have
she
did
would
it?
have been gave in. Oh yeah.
I think
she
it made
would
her
have.
cry again though, because
she wasn't ready.
Yeah, I like how patient he was with her.
Yeah.
Well, what made her cry was the action of the thing that he did with her wrist. That really brought back the memories. Of what happened
grab
to
her
her.
wrist.
Yeah, when he put her arms above her head like that.
Yeah, because that's what happened. But I still think she felt empty without the love.
Well, yeah, that too. But I'm saying if he had pressed the issue about wanting to have sex with her, I'm talking about Keenan, she would have. But the good man that he is, he didn't. He understood, and he wanted more too. So he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted more than just sex. So I applaud him for that, because a lot of men are not. That's good.
Yeah.
So we have them two, like they're getting to know each other throughout the book, and going on like little dates, but not dates. But just like hanging out around the city. Him showing her
best friend.
Some basketball court. I'm sorry, I don't remember it.
I know the scene you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the park. It is very popular. Everybody talks about it.
It's a famous spot where.
Yeah.
I
can't think of it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But like even when he was there, and girl, it was like the sea of people parted. When he saw her. But like just those moments.
Yeah,
but I was saying like just those, like they were having these sweet moments where they were getting to know each other. It kind of, I want to say falling, because it just feels like that's what they were doing anyway. But like the more and more they learned about each other. But the reason I jumped to that part, because that was one of the scenes after that where they were learning. Let's say he was learning a lot about her. Kenan was learning a lot about her past, as far as her believing in voodoo, and her great grandmother raising her, because he asked her about the grease ring that she had on her ring finger, like her wedding finger. Yeah. It was like for protection or something that she had gotten. If y'all were her, right, and you do believe in these things, and he's kind of clowning them, because he don't believe in that, like. I was scared that was gonna kind of put a little thing, and because sometimes when somebody have a real strong belief about something, and you say, like, even if you don't believe it, like when you joke around and make a joke, because she was offended a little bit, because it was kind of going towards her great grandmother, who is her absolute world, and But yeah, that was one of those things where he learned something about her that he doesn't quite believe. Kind of thinks it's crazy.
Oh, he don't believe it. He don't believe in that.
Yeah,
he even voiced that, but not like right then when she was telling him about, when he was asking all the questions about, what do you? He was very careful. He was treading
like a witch or something.
Right, very lightly. He did very good. He wasn't. He didn't make fun of it. He might have thought it, but he did real good with his questioning, and it was like he knew how far to go with that without, he didn't want to like hurt her feelings or make her think that she was a witch. He just wanted her to say everything instead of him asking everything. Really.
Yeah, he wanted to understand. It was like, again, I don't know where he got it from. Apparently it must have been from a previous book where he has like the idea or something that they were, raised around voodoo and stuff. So like, trying to be like, do you do spells on people, or do you do, this kind of stuff?
Right.
I mean, I didn't know that was a question he was going for, because he was really nervous, because he said it was an awkward question. I didn't know that's what he was going to ask. but I thought that was pretty funny. We get to learn about more about Chase. Like, Chase is a photographer, like, that she was sleeping with, and well, before she stopped sleeping with anybody, and he's really like possessive. Like, he thinks that she belongs to him, or like, even if they're not having sex now, they're gonna be doing later. Like, that's his woman, and he's super jealous about Keenan.
Of course, yeah, because he can't have old girl no more.
I knew he was gonna be a problem. Like, he was wrong. But like, he's just on her side, you have Chase, who's jealous about their relationship. On Keenan's side, you have his wife, who eventually finds out.
Ex-wife.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
His ex-wife, who learns, that he's, seeing someone. But in the process of this, he has to be careful because, like I said, his 14-year-old daughter is hurting. She's like depressed. She still has hope, and I feel like her mama is feeding her this
hope
about him.
Still ring, like, yeah, like,
no. I do like the part, because this reality TV show thing, like, come on, man. But I do like the part when his daughter was in her session and they were out, and then her production team or whatever from the show comes in, and he's like, what are you doing? Because he was like real hard, like getting on her about not thinking about their daughter's recovery or her mental state, because you're still trying to put y'all's private life out there on a freaking reality TV show. Even if she said they're just gonna like record or catch when they're coming out. No. Like,
she's money hungry, girl. Money hungry.
And there's a contract where
he gave her money, like,
he did
double
more
what
than what he
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, but hey,
if that's what she want to do, that's one thing. But I like that his banner or whatever made like the contracts that their daughter and him will not and cannot be on that show. Cannot be filmed. And I'm glad that he did that, because throughout the story, you see or you feel like this woman don't give no grabs. I don't care. I mean, I see that she's there. She's the one with the kid all day. Whatever, and he was gone, throughout her life on the road and things because of basketball. But she doesn't necessarily put her daughter's well-being first.
She don't at all.
No, she don't.
It's like, you don't, like, she don't think about that kind of stuff. Like, first of all, you the one who cheated with a teammate. It got all over blogs, all over everything. The whole world knows about it, which meant that your daughter was tormented from people, either social media or in person or in school. And she's recovering from that. For a fact, because y'all are in therapy. But you steady are trying to publicize your life for some money when your daughter is like suffering. Like, I thought that was complete trash. Like, who do that? So I was glad at the moments where he like kind of, he shut her down, and he could be a little rude and stuff about things, how he talks. But at that sense, he had to be, because she wasn't getting it. Like, you don't do that. So he has that on his plate. He's trying to mend like his relationship with his daughter, because like any person playing any sport, you're gone most of the time, for on-road games and stuff. So you miss a lot. And I commend him for even that summer, just going, like, following them there so he can have that relationship and do the counseling and how to get better, and dealing with his ex-wife, who keeps telling him that they need to get back together for her sake, for the daughter's sake. Like,
which is stupid.
No, boo. No, because that's not real. Like, that she's gonna see through that. Y'all not gonna be happy. But yeah, so let's move on. So we have like both of these people pulling on each side. A lot of women who are suffering from like childhood sexual abuse and stuff. Like we were talking about last book, I think last month. Was it? When did we read Plus? That was last month. No, it was a month.
No, we read Sadiq last month.
Yeah, but he who was a protector. Okay, so I was like in Plus. They don't really talk about it, right? they don't voice it. They hold that in. And she's been doing it all this time, and she said that it was there. She knew it happened, but it's kind of like it wasn't affecting her like she would have assumed, as far as like it does other people. And then that's when, like, when it started hitting heavy, that's when like the emptiness was happening, and then she realized why. Right. So she sought help. She really was trying not to. After people would tell her, maybe you need to go see somebody, to help you with these issues you're trying to deal with, because she's not really saying to people what the issue is, but she's saying like she has a lot to figure out. So they like, talk to somebody. And she finds a church. I'm gonna say the woman's name is Grace. If it's not, I'm sorry. But she finds a church who has a support group. And the first day she go down there to this first of all, in the basement, I'm like, no, not in the basement.
She went late first.
That's where they have the meeting.
Yeah, but she was late. She was hoping. I'm sure she was hoping it was over. But when she got in, the person who was putting it on, she was still there. And this lady, she's also like a licensed like therapist. So the funny thing about that is that she was going there, wanting to get help, but not really knowing how to do that. She's talking, but the Grace lady knows and understands where this girl is. And she's like asking questions, and, like, ignoring her, saying she's about to leave, and she lied and said she thought it was like a blood drive. But
a blood drive.
She knew, like Grace knew, because she was there. She's been there, and I really like that about her. Like when when somebody like try to play off like they don't really help, and people like, well, all right, but she read through that, and she just kept asking questions as if the girl was actually, saying something that was giving her anything. And then it kind of, let her open up.
Good. I like her.
Time.
She was good. She was patient.
Yeah, she was patient. Yeah. But I like
that she had a story herself, because like a lot of therapists, how you gonna help me and you ain't never been through it. So I like that she actually been through it. And,
she was a professional who literally, been through what they've been through. So
that was dope.
She really saw herself, in the girls that she was helping, and I liked her. I liked her for Lotus, because she needed somebody like that who's not gonna just let you say, "Oh, I'm okay."
Right.
Like, no, but she's not gonna pull it or force you, but she'll talk to you even about herself to get you more comfortable, and that's what she ended up doing. So over the course of the book, we don't see every single time she goes, but we find out that she's going to the support group, and she's like listening to other women, tell their story. And I was happy that she did that, because some people, a lot of people don't seek the help, but because of her intimacy issues, she did that. And it was so funny. They dropping these little curse words and stuff. I'm like, y'all still in the church, even if y'all in the basement. But
I really like that about Lotus. Like she saw that, hey, this is an issue, and she went saw she's super strong to go get help. A lot of people just hurting, and then hurt people instead of her hurting other people. She just went and got her some help.
Yeah, that, like you said.
Yeah, she's very strong. Very strong.
I appreciate it. I appreciated the author making her that way. Because I think it's encouragement for other people. Like, cause some, like if you experience things like that, when it's affecting you. Like sometimes it just hits. And she really took us on a journey with Lotus, and what she went through, and how it was changing her, and how she wanted to face it, and how she wanted to overcome it. Because again, some people just be at a standstill and just like accept whatever it is instead of trying to fix the problem.
Right.
Okay, so we learned about Keenan's father. He had passed away like a year ago. He was really close to his dad. His dad was like a judge who expected his son to be a lawyer. But, it was funny because he was saying how when he told his dad he was going to not do the law, he was going to be a basketball player. He was like, oh, typical, a tall black man being a basketball player. But I like that. I like that he had a real relationship with his dad, you know, because she assumed, you know, that was a hurtful thing, or his dad was probably like, you know, judgmental or whatever. He was like, no, like we were like really actually close. That was just like, you know, once he knew what I wanted to do, he was all for it, you know, because a lot of people, she represented a lot of people, okay? A lot of people who were neglected by family, who weren't put first. You know, she has like empathy for other people who are broken. Like, it's like his daughter. She has empathy for what his daughter is going through, and she like kind of praises him for choosing to put his daughter first in a lot of the situations, especially like the therapy.
Right, her mother never did.
Yeah, because she knows how it is to be on the other end of that when your parents don't give a crap about you and they just like throw you away and you're somebody else's problem, because that's how they feel about you. So we learned about his dad. We learned about his he has a sister, Kenya, who plays in the WNBA.
At first when I had the names Keenan, Kenny, I'm like, are they twins? But no.
Did they? Oh, she's younger.
They never said that. No.
I know, right?
They're not twins.
Yeah. Kenya, we meet his mom, who lives in Philly, and she's, you know, still down and depressed because, you know, she lost her husband.
The love of her life.
Yeah. Because I did remember a part where, you know, he was like, I have no childhood like trauma or nothing like that, and you know, she was telling him, well, I do. You know, you're like, you're one of the lucky ones. I like, you know, we got to see like his family unit, because it wasn't drama. It wasn't nothing. It was like just a regular happy family, you know, they just lost, you know, their father and the husband. And we know about not Kenya, what's the child name? Lotus, whose mom gave her away at 12, talking about for a couple of weeks, to her great grandmother, because, you know, she didn't want to choose her daughter over the man who literally just, you know, raped her. So those two differences, like in their childhood, okay, sometimes that do kind of clash with people because they don't understand, you know, what you've gone through, because they don't get it and stuff. But that didn't happen because he's way more mature anyway. He's 36.
Right.
A younger person, I don't know. But
so
we're going to.
Anything happened to Iris? Not to Talisha. You probably know something.
No, don't ask Talisha, because
go read the book.
I would say the first book.
I said not you, Talisha. I said, what do y'all think the same thing happened to Iris? I said,
I know whether it happened or not.
I think something did happen to her. I don't know. If I was gonna make assumptions, because of how, like, you know, I was gonna say like her relationship with her cousins since they were kids, they were basically like sisters, and they're still really close and they depend on each other. And I think because of how Iris's mom was about Lotus's mom, I feel like they may have similarities. And if that happened to Iris, I feel like her mom would have handled it different.
Right.
And
I think so too.
Yeah, so I feel like it's possible that happened to her, but her mom may have handled it a different way. But then again, I don't think either of them were talking to their moms.
I think that it happened to her too, but
it didn't.
Yeah, it was different.
It
was different. That her mother's response was different than Lotus' mom's response.
That's good shit here, because she would got mad.
Did you say it did happen to her?
She ain't say that. She ain't say that. The love is growing between Keenan and Lotus, and he wants her to meet his sister, who's coming into town. And both of them was really funny because Keenan is best friends with the guy August, who is Lotus's cousins. Iris is Lotus's cousin. August is her husband. Mm-hmm. August is best friends with Keenan, and they're teammates. So the four of them are kind of like, you know, linked in that manner. But Iris is trying to get information out of Lotus. August is trying to get information out of Keenan about like who's this special person in their lives, and they're being like so shut mouth about it. So I thought that was funny. And even with Keenan and his sister, he wasn't really like telling her.
Right.
But eventually, you know, they end up meeting, right? So So that's a big deal. So he's gonna meet his sisters knew. I thought it was gonna be a dude. I'm sorry. I
did too. I did too.
So Keenan's gonna meet his sister's girlfriend for the first time, and then she's gonna meet, his now girlfriend. They did not put a title upon what they had, Keenan and Lotus, until around this time. So this is a part where we know that Chase is a complete psycho, because Keenan and his sister went to like an art gallery. Just going in there because
and he had nudes of her that she didn't approve of.
Right.
She didn't know about.
Not even knowing. His sister looking at this picture like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, this girl sitting there, one boob out, one covered. She looked like she what he said, having an orgasm or something. And he's looking at the tattoos that he recognized on his girl, and like, oh my goodness, that's her body.
I was like, oh my goodness.
That was her. And it was like a 6 foot tall, like, canvas with his girlfriend's naked body on there. And then
he just want to pay for it. He like, can I buy that?
He finds out who put it up there. That was the problem. He found that's Chase's exhibit, and that is, he about to fight a dude just for saying she had nice tits. And he grabbed his arm like he was about to do something. This sister talking about he got PTSD. Wait, like he having a flashback just to stop him from beating up somebody. His jealousy was a level that I would appreciate. Okay.
Did y'all think she posed for that though?
Okay, yeah. No, I did.
You did.
Yeah. I didn't.
She was a free spirit prior to him. So yeah, I thought she posed for it.
Yeah.
I did too. I was like, look at her. Oh my gosh.
And then Keenan, like, he's so mad, and he wants to get this picture. Like Felicia said, he's offering money for it, and Chase is like, it's not for sale. Well, he's like, well, how much is that one?
Not for sale.
He's saying all these ones, and that he's selling. And he's like, even I don't care. All of these are for sale, but that one in particular is not, because she is mine. And that's when it's about to go down. Because he offered $20,000, okay, for this picture. And he says not for sale. And a woman who like owns this, she's like, oh, wait a minute now, wait.
20,000.
You might want to take that. But that's how dirty he is, because it's a power play, for you to have that there. Yeah. See, you know that they're together. He didn't know he was going to come in there that day. But still, the way he played that, it was dirty. And then
himself,
he was pissed. And his sister was like, bro, calm down. But he was like so mad. He wanted to see Lotus immediately to find out that's what you do. You got naked pictures that somebody could just buy and have in their house of my girl. Like, that's how he feels. And he runs up on her at her job.
I like that. I like that his sister was like, hey, before you go see her, go calm down, because you don't even see her right now. But that was cool of her. I don't particularly agree with her lifestyle, but I like that about her.
yeah, the sister.
Yes, I agree.
Her brother. She know that he'll go out of, he'll lose it, basically, is what she's trying to say. Like, you go to her heated like you are now, you're gonna F up everything that that you think you have with her. So, like, bring it down.
He does have a temper problem. He gets hot real fast.
Yeah, but it's in yeah. Let me let that go.
Yeah, he does without even hearing the explanation first. Yeah. He's like flying off.
Yeah,
I would have been kind of mad too.
No, I'm not saying not to be mad, but like
I don't think I would have grabbed nobody like he did.
Yeah, that part.
But I would have got mad of seeing that picture. I wouldn't have liked that. And then it would have pissed me off when dude didn't want to sell it, because he did it on part. He intentionally pissed him off when he didn't want to sell the picture.
Yeah, he did. Like, yeah, he set that fire for real.
Yeah, the way he was talking to him and stuff, he intentionally. Yeah,
like Chase, like, sit down. Don't nobody want you, Tiffany. Don't nobody want you. You used to smash, now you don't no more. Go sit down. They don't want you. That's how he acted. He's Tiffany. So
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so he runs up on, I'm gonna say Blonde, I'm in the wrong book. He runs up on Lotus at her job, and she's like thinking, you know, she's all happy and butterflies and stuff because, you know, she's know that they're going on a, you know, to dinner to meet his sister and stuff. So it's like a date. But he come in there like he ready to fight, you know. And she take him to that back room to have a conversation, and he questions her about it. And she's like, first of all, I have no problem with nobody doing nudity. I was with, you know, like I was with him before you, like none of that matters, yada yada yada. But I did not consent to that photo, and I would talk to him about it. But watch how you talk to me. Don't come in here like you own me. Like,
I was like, yes, girl.
I loved her.
Tell him.
Because she cared for him, she wanted him, but she was not afraid to put him in his, like, who you talking to? Like,
I reread that part.
You reread that.
I reread that part. I was like, yes, girl.
Tell him. And he was like more heated because he said it looks like you were having an orgasm. She was like, well, what, you want to see me have one or something? And
and he now, like you said before, he is really jealous. He's jealous and he got anger issues, and he don't even really know the girl. And you acting this way? Come on,
he knows that she belongs to him in spirit.
Child, please. We gonna scare her away. Well, we know the ending, but I'm saying, you know, from there, goodness, you need to calm down.
Like, chill out. Yeah. But he got what he wanted, and he got to see his girl, you know, have an orgasm.
She calmed him down real good.
Like, she like whatever she had on, she took it off, and she was butt naked, and he was like just gawking, you know. It was just like, you know, taking it all in. And did he touch her or she touched herself?
She touched herself.
She was on herself. Okay. So he watched it. He saw that. I thought
he probably was kissing on her, but
I thought
it was more.
I thought he like went down on her.
I thought he went down on her.
No.
Yeah, he did touch her. Yeah, and they did everything but the penis.
Yeah. Because even after they were done, like, she had felt how hard he was or whatever, and saying, "Oh no, we didn't, like, I didn't even think about you, like, you know, doing you or whatever." He was like, "Nah, that was good. That's all I wanted."
She was though, but didn't somebody come or something?
Somebody called. It was something.
Oh.
It was some type of interruption.
Yeah.
So they're back good, right? So, you know, they go to this double date, and she meets the when did she go see Chase?
Oh, she went before dinner, I think.
Yeah, that was the same day, right?
I think so. She went before.
Yeah, because she hid her bruises on the date. You're right.
So right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after they're, you know, like a little small, like it's still sex.
That was not sex. Oh my God, y'all don't know what sex is.
If you was married and your man did that with another girl, that's sex.
What you talking about?
I said what they did in that, like when he went down on her.
So of course that was sex. It just wasn't penetration. Come on now, Talisha.
With sex, you can get pregnant.
Stop with that.
You can get in trouble. If you get in trouble, no.
Okay, wait. Here she go with the sex. You said with sex you can get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's anal, that's not sex, because you can't get pregnant like that.
Exactly, it's not.
Oh, don't make me hurt you.
It feel like sex though.
He's so stupid.
Whatever. Okay, so after she calmed Keenan down, she went to go confront Chase. After she saw this daggone photo that's big as day in his exhibit, and she's like, "Bro, like, what is that? Take it down. I'll have somebody come and get it later because I did not consent for that." And, you know, he comes on to her as far as, you know, like, you don't tell him what to do, basically, you know. But the way he did it, like, he's the type of person, like she said, he was, his parents are rich and stuff. He just happened to be a very good photographer, but everything was handed to him. So he feels just because he wants her, he can have her. And no. And she makes that very clear, but he was not, gonna back down. So this Negro, first, I'm sorry, he's white. And I say that.
Yes, he's not a Negro.
But he like basically hems her up against the wall with enough pressure to leave bruises on her arm. And she got loose. She kicked him.
That scared her. It brought up flashbacks to her childhood.
Yeah. But she got away, and she told him again, have my stuff ready, because she and a lot of times in the book she makes her threats. She doesn't say first like she'll put a root on somebody or do any type of voodoo stuff, but he knows that she's capable. Yes. He thinks that she's capable. So he makes sure that he knows, you need to be afraid of me. If you're not, don't play with me. But like when he called her bluff and tried to like rough her up or whatever, she still fought back.
Yeah, he believed in that stuff. So he's scared.
Right?
He's like, all right.
Every time he backed away, like, oh, right. So after that, like, they go on the date with, you meet the sister's girlfriend, who's cousins with like some famous rapper that Lotus likes. So they end up getting invited to that concert, which is really
man, that's so dope.
Yeah, right. Like, and that's when he first like introduced her as his girlfriend. Yeah, I like that. And then the sister was trying to tell her about it because she don't like Bridget. She never did, and the daddy didn't either. But the sister was trying to say, like, look, like, what are your intentions? Because you'll get these hands if somebody else do something to my brother.
But Lotus ain't play either.
Girl, first of all, that girl's like,
she say, ain't nobody about to whoop my ass.
She said, it ain't never happened yet, and it ain't gonna happen. I'm like, get in short, girl. It's like these tall people think they can just you ain't gonna jump on us. We'll jump up there and punch you if we have to.
Yeah, like go ahead.
The bigger you are, the harder you fall.
Shoot, gotta tell them. But so they went to the concert, and it was like, it was really nice, and they got to go, like, she was like really fanning out over this person, and they had to go like in the back, she was like, I'm gonna try not to embarrass you, and she's like, nah, I'm sorry, like I'm going, it might get like that. But I thought that little scene was cute because it was like them interacting with other people, and like other famous people, let me say it like that, but they were still like down to earth, and that was cute.
I like how when she told him how good he did, and he was like, well, thank you, because none of these you're the first person that said it. I appreciate you.
Right. And then his wife came in. They were cute together, so I like them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the night she had told him that she wanted to spend the night at his house.
I was like, oh my gosh, girl, what you doing?
I thought that was, he was.
They was about to do the real thing, right, Talisha? That's what you thought?
I don't know. Yeah, I thought they was about to do the thing earlier. So yeah,
right? Because it's like they already kind of teased that, and I was like, I guess she wanted the whole thing. So they get to the house, they do, they strip down, they do little stuff on each other. It never goes to full blown intercourse. But they both, she went down on him.
Yes.
Okay. So, and it blew him away. Like he was like, dang, girl. But yeah, so they ended up, in his bed. But like I said, they didn't have like intercourse. But what was the crazy part about this scene is when they heard the door. They heard his front door open. I'm like, oh, what that is? His freaking 14-year-old daughter and his ex-wife don't walk into his apartment.
She was wrong for that. Now I could see if the girl had came by herself, but how would she? How could she come by herself? But if she was by herself, I can understand her coming in there like that. She have a key. But Bridget, come on now, how you gonna walk into your
to call if you're gonna be with her and you're gonna come in? You need to call, text, let me know. She talking about she did. Or she thought she did, or something stupid. But they're in there.
And they stripped at the,
That's what I'm saying. Like his daughter
in the house
is standing over the girl drawers. Okay, basically, like their clothes right there in the living room, and they see that, so they know, they will assume, what went down, and now she has to see for herself, for the first time, because they were supposed to bring it to like the therapist or bring it up in therapy about them dating other people when they were ready
Right.
for that step.
The next day, yeah.
And it was happening exactly the next day. But since this happened, it was kind of thrown in her face. And like they were like doing if she think they're having sex, so they in her mind, you know, they probably like have a full-blown relationship. I mean, she met her before that. Remember at the restaurant in the hallway, and she was like, you know, who this woman?
He named her as his friend.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Hey, I'm doing a."
Yeah.
She made it as a work thing.
Yeah, that's how she made it look. And then the same lady is in your apartment, and her drawers right here. That
was her mom, though, man. Her mom did that on purpose.
I think so.
On purpose? Like, how would she know that she was there though?
It didn't matter that she was there or not. It was the point that she just walked in. You don't do that to a man's home.
She did that on purpose. Because they had already talked about them bringing, you know, it tomorrow. So she knew. Yeah, and they didn't even tell him that the daughter wasn't going to be at some like dance thing that she was supposed to be on that day. Because she was gonna, he assumed she was gonna miss his sister's game because she was gonna be busy,
right?
But they didn't tell him that was like called off because she wanted to go to the game, so he was completely thrown off.
Trifling. She trifling.
Trifling whore.
I don't know if she said whore.
She is. How you with his? Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know if I can't say if she did that like intentionally knowing that she was gonna walk in on them.
I don't know if she knew she was gonna walk in on them, but you just don't.
You don't just walk in like that. But if the daughter came in by herself, you know, it still would have been a problem. But hey, so that's how the daughter's kind of introduced to the fact that his. Her dad is seeing somebody else and not her mom. Like it's not. I mean, you know, okay, what they went through. Like I would feel like at that age, you know, but she just still having hope because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, she was hoping her dad would forgive her mom and therapy would help. Yeah. I understand it, but her mom is trash.
I feel like her mom was feeding that to her. You know, like it's
I'm sure her mama had something to do with it.
Yeah,
putting hope in her like that.
And I think that's the part I don't like. That's the part I feel like is real dirty because you already know that this girl is suffering. Don't lie to her. Don't say things would be better if me and your dad were together. Like don't say nothing like that to make her fantasize about something that you know ain't gonna happen.
And then you the reason why it's not gonna happen. You tramp.
That too. You know. They probably could have worked things out. I don't know. You know, it would have been a forced relationship. They wouldn't have been fully happy. They probably would have divorced eventually. I don't know. But, you know, she expedited that situation. And he felt something with Lotus that he never felt with her. So, like his mom said, he was a hard nut to crack. And if you with somebody who's like your soulmate, there's nothing to crack. Like, you know, that person just falls.
Right.
If they be hard to
talk to her. Yeah.
So that was a telltale sign that old girl wasn't it. But now, you know, it's out and they have to face the therapist basically about them being together. The mom brought it up before on Instagram and stuff, looking up hashtags of his daggone name to see pictures and stuff of him, you know, having fun with the girl. She was just like, her jealousy was why? You know why? You could have held out. If you was gonna be jealous, you should have did what you did.
You know how some people they don't want you and they don't want you to have nobody
else.
You know, stay miserable like them, I guess.
So we didn't say because that's a big part, not a big part, but Lotus's cousin Iris is like about to have a baby any day now. So of course, you know, when it happens, she's gonna leave out of town. But when
their love story is crazy, y'all gotta read that.
Stop it.
Okay.
So before the daughter stuff came in, you know, Kenan, like, he wanted to see what's her name, Lotus, like he wanted to see her body and yada yada, like. So he was like looking at her when she took all her clothes off and stuff, and then he saw those bruises. on her.
Trying to hurry up and put
Because
that
he had
shirt.
asked her, you know, on a date, like, had she talked to him, and she was like, yeah, and everything went well.
Yeah, like she wanted it out and she handled it. But when he saw them bruises, and he was like, huh? And she said, you know, she like, nah, it's handled. It's okay. Like, you ain't got to trip over that. But I think, you know, we don't be wanting people to like have any extra problems, you know, even if we feel like we dealt with something and they want to address something. It's like, nah, it's okay. But the fact that he wanted to, he needed to, because ain't no man, if you're with me, even if we not official, but you with me, and he feels how he feels, he's gonna go check. And plus, it's Chase. He don't like him anyway. And how he tried to, you know, play him and not sell him that daggone thing. So he was gonna come up on him.
Which one you want?
I know. Kenan, you know, he came to Chase, and Chase was like, he was on a daggone ladder, and this fool kicked it to make it wobble. I'm like, look, now you rich and famous, you will sue. Stop. But he basically was saying, you know, I don't care what she did or what agreement y'all have made. You put her hands on you or her, so my hands are gonna go on you. So what spot on your face do you want me to punch you?
It's like,
it was like, he was like, do we really have to do this? Like, how white are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say that? That's like such
all that talking that Kenan was doing. And I'm like, are you going to hit him or not? Let's hit him. Doggone it. I didn't think he was going to hit him.
No.
I did. I thought he was going
No, because I was thinking Chase was going to talk about it, because he, like you say, he just kept saying about it. Talking. I'm like, you, I mean, I guess he's giving a heads up. Brace for it, okay? Because you're going to get hit. Just brace. We
like,
you know, run up on him, pop him, and then tell him why. But, you know, hey, some people just professional.
I'm about to whoop your ass, and this is why.
So all this stuff is happening, and afterwards, like throughout the whole like first part of the book, you know, like I said, Lotus is working for a fashion designer, so she's like a designer and stylist herself. And Fashion Week is, you know, really huge, so like they're preparing for that. So they had to do all this dating stuff before, like a few weeks before Fashion Week, because they wouldn't be able to talk to each other at all. And they were suffering through that. But Fashion Week, oh yeah, that's, like I said, that's the stressful part of her life and whatever, her job. Okay, after Fashion Week happened, the event or the show for her boss, that's the night where she was like, okay, I'm ready, because at that point we learned and we saw step by step, you know, what
I know. Yeah, that's when she told the story. Yeah,
that's when she told the story to her support group about her mom's boyfriend molesting her on like the family reunion. Yeah.
I like that her support group, like when she told her story, it was like when everybody was about to go, and I like how I was like, we got time for you, like you know, like they were there for her, and they was just like, one of them was texting, and it was like after everybody else was saying they were there for her, like one of them was texting, she's like, oh, I'm just letting them know I'm gonna be late, but I'll be there. I was like, oh,
she was trying to go. I don't want to, you know, waste no more of y'all time. We almost done. No, it's okay. Let me tell. Okay, my cats are okay.
Yeah,
you know, they made that time for her, and then she was able to like really let it out. I was not expecting to see it happen. That was hard to to read, but that was really hard. Yeah.
I saw everything. I saw it was the whole story she told from at the house, pressing her hair, getting in the car.
And that's like that trigger. That was a trigger of pressing the hair, and then that tree she had on her wall, and like all of that. Yeah. We, you know, that's when we learned, you know, in detail, you know, that it was a bum dude. Like, he was not doing anything for his mom, for her mom, not paying no bills, nothing like that. It was just, I guess, a sexual thing. They're 12 years old, her and Iris. And yeah, the sister already didn't like the dude. You know, all of them already had this thing where they use men for money. Not, you know, but in least words, they use men for money.
Yeah, they probably was whoring, Talisha. They was probably some whores.
I'm just saying. Real ones.
They was prostitutes.
Girl.
because prostitutes get paid. The lady, the ex-wife was a whore because she didn't get paid, and she's just a
She
whore.
was getting paid by her husband paycheck.
Yeah, and I'm sure she was getting money. Well, got money from that dude.
Oh, you think so?
She was just being a whore.
So
But
anyway,
wait, when she was telling the story, and Priscilla mama had told her to go find Iris, didn't y'all think something was going on? I thought something was going on with Iris. That's why she was missing.
you know what? When she said that, my mind went to Funny Valentine, that movie, when the guy was on one girl. So I'm thinking like he was probably on Iris, right? And then she'd come to fight him off of her, but he ends up going after her. You know, that's in my mind. That's what happened. I'm like, they both got raped by the same guy on the same day. Like that's what I saw, because like you think a 12-year-old be able to fight him off, you would think that they'll try, but he'll like, you know, hurt them or knock them out or something.
Right.
That's what I thought when she found Iris. She was gonna find him on her.
Right.
That's what I saw. But that's not what happened. She didn't find Iris. She was looking through the rotting like sugarcane field in this fool. Do what they always do, block you from trying to get out. And then talking about she walking around here half naked. Like, Negro, she is 12 years old. What? I don't care if she like, you ain't supposed to be looking at her. Just dirty. But even like, right after it happens, because they had this thing where they screamed out hopscotch, her and Iris. So that's how you knew they were I was in trouble. And she couldn't scream for a long time, while he was, raping her. And then when she finally got it out, they started running because they knew what that meant, to her. And to find that her mother made, to find that this Negro just did this, and you're trying to think about whether or not she being fast or doing, like, are you kidding me? She is 12. Like, I wanted her to drop it. Like, I was like, I couldn't believe that. And he's standing there trying to plead his case, and she's crying in his arms. Like, what was happening?
She ain't want to lose him, girl. That man was more important than her daughter. You ain't see that?
Mm-mm. So she said she needed to find somewhere for the girl to go so they can figure it out. And then Mimi took her, and that was like how she ended up with Mimi and how she hates her mom. Okay, so that's after she said that her and Keenan, after Fashion Week, finally have sex for the first time, and she was ready. She didn't know if she was ready, but she told him what happened to her. And then
no, she was ready. No, she said she was ready before the story.
But she was like, she wasn't sure if she'd end up on the floor crying ready, but she knew she wanted to try with him. Right,
before the story.
Yeah. So she told him what happened to her. And he was mad too. Like, he wanted, he was gonna go find somebody. Where your mom at? Let me go get her.
He mad though. He kept interjecting. Let the girl tell her story. What's his name? Who is it? Shut up and listen. That's how they do. The men, they just jump in. They don't want to let you get your story out. They want to just wait.
I'm telling you, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so they have sex. It's amazing. Yada yada. That's sex is good, but okay.
I like how before
watching the good part.
Before they had sex,
a lot happening after that. I want to get to that stuff. We know the sex is good. We feel it when they feel it. Damn.
Before the sex, he asked her, "Is there anything you don't want me to do?" And I just really appreciated that.
That was good. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's real good. Yeah, he was very sensitive. Yeah.
That's why.
Said that. Don't hold my arms. That really hurt me.
He was willing. He was. Yeah. He's one that you can fall in love with.
That he did fall in love with.
Iris having her baby. They're kind of back in San Diego, and she's having her baby, and her and what's her name? Lotus is by her side, and August is trying to get to her. But he's not there yet.
When he finally comes.
Yeah, but in that scene, it's like she was like, still 5 centimeters. She's been pushing. I mean, not pushing, but she's been in labor for a while, and they wanted to do a C-section because the baby was, like the oxygen or something. So that's when it was like a little thing where they were holding hands, and I guess some type of power, I guess she felt like between them and not witches. Pushes the labor forward, and the doctor checked her, and then the doctor checked her again, and then she like was like 8 centimeters, and she was ready, you know, to like at least start, you know, the process of pushing. And then August finally got there on time before the baby came out. So that happens, and they're good. The baby comes out, and then she wants to go see Keenan because he's back in San Diego as well. And that's when she gets a call from Iris. And she knows she panicking thinking it's the baby, but is in fact Iris is telling her that Lotus's mom is in the hospital and it's really bad. I think she had a stroke or something. And Iris's mom wants her to come down there. And and it's almost like she wants, what we think at this time is that she wants her to come down there so she can basically like say her final goodbyes, or, you know, mend anything before this woman, you know, dies, because that's literally what it looks like going to happen. Oh, but however, she talked to her therapist. She's like the therapist that told her you have to go there knowing, or not having high expectations, but not, you know, like knowing why you're going there, not what you want her to say to you. Is it something you want to say to her? Is it for this or for that? And once she got that, you know, she was able to go.
This heifer want Lotus to save her egg donor life. Why would she do that?
She thought the girl can use the voodoo powers or whatever that her great grandma had.
Well, we know she used it later on for who she loved, but why would she do it for her?
I thought it was hilarious that, because I knew, you know, we knew, because she's like, she should do that. She telling her to go to the house and, you know, get this, and get this, basically so she could just have time with the woman, because she wouldn't play no anyway. But that, like her main motive was not for any type of closure, not trying to help this girl heal. No, it's to save your sister.
It's just save my sister. I love my sister. Like,
you want her to use black magic to save the sister that let her get raped, stay with the man, never talk to her afterwards.
Right.
The only time, last time she saw her was her great grandmother died, and that was it.
Yeah. That was it.
I'm supposed to come here and use, even if she knew how to do it, she wouldn't have did it. You know?
I wouldn't have did it.
If the Lord says it's time for her to go, let her go. Okay, like I'm not gonna do that. But then, you know, she just basically told her how she felt about what she did.
Right.
The woman couldn't talk; she was like in a coma or something. So she got that off her chest, and she sent her with, what she say, peace. Is that what she said?
She said peace.
Okay.
The stone and the peace.
Yeah. So she, you know, said her little, I don't know what you want to call it, voodoo lines. I don't know, because I wouldn't call it voodoo, but I don't know what she said. It didn't seem too magic-y, but so she said peace. She wanted peace. She wasn't gonna say anything. That's one thing that she did, that she spared her, even if she did have any type of power that could say what was gonna happen to the woman in the afterlife. She said peace.
If I could have, she would have been going to hell if it was for me.
That's more than what
she want to be with the man. We sent him to hell, so let me send you to hell with him. That's who you want to be with, right?
True.
So
the peace must happen, but later that Keenan was like in China or something while this was happening. That's why he couldn't go. But when he got back to the States, he was going straight to her because nobody like could reach her. And this girl's in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. They know that she, you know, saw her mom, so they want to know what state she's in, you know, like mentally. Right. And he going all down the boondocks, back roads, swampy areas, you know, to find this old house. And he finally found it, and he was looking for her. And I felt he was like, he really wanted to make sure she was okay, and, you know, saw where she grew up at and saw this huge tree that she used to always call the healing tree. And she was up in that tree. And I was like, is this girl possessed? Like the way she was talking at first.
Or I thought, you know, when she was up there and they was talking, well, before he even got up there, I thought the girl was going to jump and try to kill himself.
Dang.
I didn't think that.
I thought she was going to change up on him or something for a second, because just how she just how her energy felt. But this boy, who is a basketball player, who, you know, needs to be careful about any type of injuries, she wasn't coming down on that tree, so he took his big butt and went up there with her.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
They both fall.
Right? They just fall together. But so yeah, so she kind of tells him more about her life with her great grandmother there, and then they stay there for a few days. And that last night that they're there, because every time she always would explain that she will feel like this coldness when there's like the spirit of death coming, or if like somebody's dying near her or something. And when she felt that in their room, after knowing that the rest of the house was warm, but the room they were in was freezing cold, and she was like, oh no. So she got her salt, and she wrapped it around where they were, and she had her candles, and she had her little figurine where she was going to pray and chant, because she knew that spirit was there. He wakes up thinking like, what you doing? Like, you trying to, I feel like he thought she was trying to do something to him because of how it looked when he woke up. Like, there's lit candles in these corners, and it's a salt, circle, but he ends up, he really called her crazy, to be honest.
Pretty much.
He called her crazy in that instance, but she was like, she knows what she feels, and she knows what it is. And, she still kept that. But when he broke that salt, like the barrier, and those candles blew out, I was like, oh.
I was kind of scared.
I was like, oh, who finna die? Why they finna die? Who's
like, are those special candles?
Like, there's a tree finna fall in the house. Like, somebody about to die. Because all of them go out. He's like, with trick candles. No, it's the devil. Well, the death. So yeah, he just like he sat up and held her. Like, let me hold this crazy girl because I'm still trying to go to sleep. But death did not get them. They woke up the next day. They ended up back in New York, and that was the night that the show aired with his ex-wife.
Yep. And then the daughter. I couldn't believe it. Man, okay, so they get home and they think they about to have some good sex, honey, and they walk into the door, go in the house, and they gone in the room, think they're about to get busy, and the light was on. And they was like, oh no, I ain't leave that light on. She turned around and looked, and the daughter is laid in the bed. She wasn't crumpled up. She was just laying there like she could have been asleep, but she wasn't. Overdosed on Miss Bridget pills, honey. That cheater. Man, that was so sad. I thought she was dead.
I thought she was dead because I didn't know how long she was there. I'm like, she could have been there a couple of days. Like, I didn't know how long
Lotus,
she was there.
Lotus saved her with her chants and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And she realized that death of spirit, she said, maybe, she just interpreted it wrong. And so, yeah, that was on her. Yeah. And then, they assumed that it happened because, when he said it happened because the mom was on the reality TV show. She was like blasting out, her ex-husband and his relationship with the new girl, and talking about she cheating on him with some photographer or something stupid. And then, the girl got rushed to the hospital. They pumping her stomach, and she's like, in the back. And Bridget and Keenan are arguing about whose fault it is that this girl, tried to kill herself instead of like focusing on the actual issue. And Lotus steps up, and she's like telling them about themselves. And the woman, how people like, who are you? You can't tell me that. Once she tells them like it's about her, y'all need to stop fighting about this and this is stupid. Like focus on getting her better. And she was like, she's gonna do her part, and her part was leaving. And she left him at the hospital, but he didn't run after her, which is good. He went, to go see about his daughter.
But I think it was the wife's fault. I mean, because they already was in counseling for everything that happened with the cheating and all of that. And then now you going and you airing this, and it's got all this stuff in there, and the girl already having a hard time. So, and the doctor already said how fragile she was. They need to watch her.
Yeah. And
here you go. How'd she get there? Anyway.
I don't know.
Come on. How'd she get there? She can't drive.
It could have been Uber or any type of. They're like, doesn't matter what age you are. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, so she attempted suicide, and after she was well or whatever, Lotus had made it up in her mind that they needed to break up, or no, they needed to take a break, because her focus was more on his daughter being well and good and healthy and in a better place to accept their relationship, instead of forcing it on her when she's not ready, because she wants them to put her first, because she knows what it feels like to not be put first by a parent. And that was a huge sacrifice for her, but he was like, no. He was like, no, we're not doing it. I don't care. No, she'll be okay. No, we're not breaking up. Like, no. But her heart was in the right, in the right place. I mean, I think she did the right thing.
I like how I do think I agree that she did the right thing.
Yeah.
And I like when he finally came around, he was just like, we're not breaking up, you're not doing, like he's like,
you're not seeing nobody, you ain't dating nobody, you ain't talking to nobody.
Like,
none of that.
Agree to this, like ain't gonna be okay. We still together, we ain't together. We ain't no nothing. Don't do nothing with nobody. So he finally, allowed her to have that. It was a little fight, for
after the sex, then
before the sex and after. But so he was gonna, focus on his daughter, and plus he was about to start, his season, so he was about to be gone and stuff.
Preseason.
Preseason. So they were going to back to San Diego. The daughter wanted to go back to San Diego with his, with him. Leave the mom in New York. She wanted to go with her dad. And because he's a basketball player, he had to have somebody, around. So he had his mom,
which is so cool, because she was going through it, losing her husband. So she was able to. She needed
that. I think she definitely needed that too. So to me, it worked out a lot better, minus the mama. Like it was good that she wasn't let her be over there.
She was poisoned.
Right, she was poisoned. So they're, they it's like some months passed. They try to talk, but not like an everyday type of thing, because they, much. And he, I forgot about these letters, guys. The Psalms. The Solomon, Songs of Solomon, that he get a verse and he sends her a verse and he writes it in his chicken scratch.
That's so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. That was that's what made me fall for it, like to be that thoughtful.
Yeah.
And he was sending stuff all the time, and then he eventually sent his own, his own.
Well, didn't you love it? I loved it.
I loved all of that. Like, how sweet can you daggone be?
But he still was jealous. I mean, and to say that he trusts her and all, it made me mad when he coming out, the reporter actor, and then he ended up calling her to act. So I'm like, why would you do that? He
just wants to know. And I was happy that she didn't get mad that he asked her that question.
I would have got mad.
I know. So I was glad that she laughed. She laughed it off. Like, boy, ain't nobody doing that over here. Are you doing something? So that was good. And then he had a conversation like right after that with Bridget, which I felt like I don't like her, and I don't like what she did, but I felt like it was a good conversation, because he finally kind of acknowledged and admitted that he was not the best husband. Right. Because even when he wasn't playing, he said he was still like kind of closed up, with her. He wasn't as open and talkative as he is with Lotus, and she's now trying to realize that you're not for him, he not for you, and like Lotus really is that person for him, and she just has to accept that and go about your business. So I like that they were able to like say like they forgave each other or whatever.
Yeah, I did too.
That's needed when you have but that's needed to be parents. So he's dropping his daughter off. It's all the same day. He's dropping his daughter off to some dance camp or whatever, and on his way back, he had a cute little moment with her, and they talked about it, and she was like, "You really love Lotus, don't you?" And he was like, or she said it's okay for you to love her or something.
I was so
it's okay for you to love her too. Like she put a 2 in there.
Yeah. So
I loved it. I was like, oh my god.
She's like realizing like, oh, they love each other. It's not just just some
made
girl.
him happy.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was sad. Yeah,
she's like, I see that she makes you happy. Yeah, that was beautiful.
So he drops her off, and on his way back home, there is
after all that good stuff happened,
there is an
boom.
accident. I'm like, if this
Like
nigga
really,
die,
like
I'm
this
gonna
was
be
a
mad.
beautiful ending, and now he got to get a car crash. That
Oh.
made me mad.
Oh
That made
yeah,
me
I was
mad.
like,
What's her
Kennedy
name?
Ryan, if you kill him off, I am not.
Yeah, that's what I was like. No, you is not about to do this. No, you're not.
Right?
My
Like,
heart was
and it was a perfect setup.
Perfect
like
day.
my girl's not cheating on me. Yay. Me and my wife were trying to we forgave each other. Yay.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife. I'm sorry. My daughter, she seems happy for me. Like she wants me to, she wants to accept my girlfriend. Yay. And then bam.
She's like, it's too happy. Let me mess this up for you.
Just too happy.
That's how I felt.
I was like, oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it happened, she knows something wrong.
She gets that
She
call.
didn't know this time though. She didn't feel nothing because
No.
That
was
you're right. You're right.
I'm
She's like,
at the
I
hospital.
know he's not dead because I would have known.
Yeah.
Right. She got a call from her cousin.
Yeah, her cousin. So they fly out, straight to the hospital. They see the daughter, they see the ex-wife, and she finally sees his mom, but she didn't know who she was at first. And when the doctor came out, saying who the family was and stuff, and he was like, talking to them to tell him, that he was hurt, but he'll be all right. He had some internal bleeding, but he's gonna be okay. And then
I thought he was gonna be. He had long and they stopped the bleeding.
Yeah,
but I mean,
they
said he wasn't out of the
walking. He wasn't out of the woods yet.
Yeah,
but he wasn't like dead. Like he wasn't like hanging on to by a thread. There was hope that everything would be okay.
Right.
And then Lotus started asking questions, and the doctor looking like, "Who you with?" And the mom, I think, and the daughter said that's his girlfriend and whatever. And the mom was like, you can tell her too. And because the wife, she ex-wife, she didn't want her there. She's like, I don't think you ain't got nothing to say. You like ain't whatever. But they're all there for a reason, and that's her love.
Right.
Sorry, boo. That's for her. But
I like how Simone stood up for her in that little bit.
Yeah. Then they, finally, spoke a little bit. She, spoke to the mom, and the mom was like, he talks about you a lot. I heard a lot about you and stuff like that.
Right.
But so they're told to, go ahead and leave. Go shower, take a nap, whatever, come back because it's gonna be a minute before y'all going anyway. And that's when
she goes outside and feel that.
Outside. And her friends, because Billy and Yari came with her, and she saw that same fire rainbow that she saw when she was in New York, when she knew that Mimi had passed. It was and she was like, when she saw it, she was like, this is like a once in a lifetime thing, and now I'm seeing it again, and now she's like, oh no, that's the sign of death. This girl tries to get to the back. Iris is like, no, we're not doing it. The doctor said to wait, and she's fighting her like, come on. And she finally, lets her, they go and they find where he is. And they're using, their strength or their power to pray, because they found him on the bed and they were trying to resuscitate him.
Bring him back to life.
They're trying to bring him back to life today, and it's just not working. So he's still basically dead. And she's telling the doctor to do it again. He was like, we did it. We tried it. It's not working. We're going to break his ribs. And she's like,
if he dead, shit, do it again. Then
they kept doing it at the same time while she's repeating this psalm in her head or out loud, trying to use her cousin's faith and strength, because the two of them in the same bloodline are supposed to have some type of power to do things. That's what she was taught. Iris doesn't believe that, but eventually, she does, and she says hopscotch, she realized how serious it is to her. So they keep trying, and you keep hearing them saying it's not working. I'm like, you are kidding me right now.
I didn't think he was gonna make it, but
I'm sorry. This is the first time
either, and I was so mad.
He gonna die. He did.
Man, I was so mad. I was
like, she couldn't do it before with her mama, and then I was like, because she wasn't gonna do it anyway. But I was like, at that time, I thought she just knew that she didn't know how to do it. I thought he was gonna die. I was like, no, because they kept saying it wasn't working. They never said when it did work until the next chapter when he was still alive. And it worked. And they, she said the doctor thinks she could bring dead people to life.
Yeah, because when he wake up, he got the sand around it. And she was like, yeah, they wouldn't let me put the candles out.
Yeah, she put the salt around him, but not the candles. But yeah, he doesn't remember any of it. It's like bits and pieces, but he doesn't remember that part. I wonder if she ever told him, because I think that would be a good thing to tell him. Yeah, you tell him about her doing the voodoo power stuff, like whatever.
Yeah.
But he did not die, thank goodness, and he was not like down for a long time either.
I thought he was gonna retire, honey.
I thought he was like, and he was out for 3 days, and then he was like, wait, no, this is the first promising like playoff season or something that they're supposed to have, and that's what he's thinking about, and it's full.
What?
She's like, nigga, you almost died. Can you focus on that? Like, you did better.
Yeah.
Men, right? So yeah, they that happens. They skip forward like, I don't know, 7 months or so, where he's
and they're having such a good relationship. Simone and Lotus. Oh my gosh, I just couldn't believe it. I was so shocked and so happy. Oh my goodness.
When they were FaceTiming each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You called her? Oh my gosh.
Yes, that shocked me.
And like she remembered that it was like,
that was shocking. Like early in the book, like we her friends had their issues or whatever. Like her friend Billy, she was messing with a married man who they was working with. She made that wish.
Oh,
that wish is funny.
That's what she get.
That is what she get. But so now, like, things didn't work out with the guy she was cheating with, so she quit, and that pushed the rest of them to kind of start their own with the company so they can start their own fashion line. And at this point, like 7 months later, that's what they're about to do in LA, so she can be closer to her man. And I like that part, because I'm like, she's getting to finally jump, because she said she wasn't ready. She wanted more time to do her own line. But they, took that leap or whatever. This is their anniversary night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, she didn't even tell her. Like, her dad had told her.
But he gets home and,
she wears her pretty dress that she created.
Yes.
Just for him. Like, they not going nowhere. She wore it just for him.
She wanted it for a special occasion, and it was for that day. And, they had their gifts that they were going to give to each other. And when she pulled hers out, she made him close his eyes so she could pull hers out. And it was the daggone picture.
I didn't know that it was going to be there.
I didn't either. When she said it was a big box, I didn't know what it was going to be.
Like, what you got?
That was bigger than her. I'm like, what is? I forgot about it pretty much.
I did too.
I didn't even see that. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the perfect thing. But where he gonna put it at? Because when his daughter come in his room, you don't want no.
Oh well.
They need to put like a little drape over
I think that's exactly what he putting it at too.
I know.
So he can see it every morning when he wake up.
Yes, because he wants her to move in with him, but she is hesitant because she wants to make sure that his daughter's okay with it, because his daughter lives there as well. Like, that's one thing I really liked about her, because some people don't care about other kids. She really cared about, the progress of his daughter and what she went through. And she doesn't want any parts of making it worse, making her move, taking it steps back. She wants to make sure she's okay with every step. So that was really cool. When he made her close her eyes when she was sitting on the bed, and he took off her grease protection ring from that finger and moved it to another one. And bro was there on his knee with that ring, right? And the first thing she's like, Simone, okay, like, is she gonna be okay with this?
Simone helped me pick this out.
Exactly. When he said that she helped him pick out the ring, I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like, oh man, oh my gosh.
Like, that's it. Get married right now. That's it. That's all they needed. When the kid's okay with it like that, to that extent, that's a go ahead. And so
beautiful.
She
5 stars.
Keenan's her grease now. I love it.
That was really good. This was amazing because, like I said, like I like it when a book is not just one story, like it's one-dimensional people is what I'm trying to say. When it's like just one issue, or or like no real ones or no depth to it. Like this one, goodness, it was very, very deep, and she had a reason to believe everything that she believes, and everything was family oriented, like with her. I love her relationship with her cousin, and I love her relationship with her great grandmother, and even with her best friends, like I love that she, as a person who was just broken at such a young age, is still able to develop like healthy relationships with other people who were good. And then eventually, with a man who was perfect for her. It was hard. Like I just hated the pain that she went through, and it was really hard to like really walk through it with her. But I'm glad we were able to do that, because it really gives you a perspective of those who are abused, because it's different. Like the therapist was saying, some people are like just sexually just out there, and other people are like don't want to be touched at all, and then like it's like it affects you different. And we got to see her story and her journey through that, and how she overcame it and found love. Because
and it's real. I mean, this story,
it was so real, man.
It is real. In real life, this happens in real life. Not the pull that they had for one another, but the things that they went through. The cheating marriage, the molestation, the rape, or whatever. All of that.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah. I appreciate even like for somebody from being from New Orleans, like we know about the Creole with the French, we know about the voodoo and stuff, and them back swamps and those little parishes and stuff. Like I like that we got to see all that. And she was a real person, not just somebody on paper. Like she was a legit real person who had dreams and who had and everybody's life didn't pan out exactly how they wanted to. It's not like a certain straight path. Even when stuff happens to you, you have to figure it out. And for Keenan as well, they had to just figure out life, even when like it just punches you in the gut, So yeah, I like that, and I know that true love like that exists in this world.
I ain't never had it, but I believe in it.
Well, okay, so 5 stars. This book really touched in a lot of places, but the love, like a love story like theirs, like with so much mess around them. Like I always love love stories when they get through it with people throwing stuff at them and trying to break them up, and their past, and all kind of situations that can really just stop people from believing in it or even going for it, and they still were able to fight through that, even on deathbed.
The suicide as well. Suicide, that's real.
That's real. Yeah, with children and dealing with that, with bullying, cyberbullying. You're having famous parents and people thinking they know stuff, and they just it's a lot. And I think it does shed light on those issues, because that's serious. You gotta nobody think about people's kids when they be talking all that mess online. So I know it's like either you have to really shelter them, or just go to everybody's house and post something and knock them in the face. But no,
because I would have been that person that was talking about her mama being a whore.
No, he didn't.
She would have seen me.
Oh my gosh! But
so I'm sorry.
Yep, I give it.
Your mama is a whore.
My 5 stars. Thank you, Kennedy Ryan. This was a great book. I really enjoyed Hookshot.
Yeah, I loved it too. I loved it. I don't love all the men like Talisha do, but in these books. But Keenan was so different. He was so loving. He was caring. He was respectful. He was patient. Patient. So patient.
And somebody out for you.
He was real. He was real. He was short-tempered. I didn't like that about him, but I guess I can't like everything. But he's my favorite character. because I didn't picture him like the picture on the book.
Oh, that wasn't.
No. But the picture I have in my heart and in my mind of him, I love it so much. I love him so much. So thank you for introducing me to Keenan. What was his middle name?
Admiral.
I was like, oh my gosh, what?
Admiral.
Yeah. So, but yes, thank you. Yes, I love the book. 5 stars. Love it. Love it.
I really enjoyed the book, and I felt that it was really real, and it brought out so many emotions. Yeah, 5 stars.
But that's all we got for October's Book of the Month, Hook Shot by Kennedy Ryan. All right, we out, y'all.
Peace.